Lewis Hamilton's rapid adaptation to Ferrari has taken the Formula One world by storm. His arrival alone was a shock, but even more surprising was how he changed the dynamics of the team in a matter of days with the SF-25. Leaving Mercedes after 12 years, Hamilton showed incredible adaptability and was able to push the car to its limits in unexpected ways. Many expected his arrival to be a game-changer for Ferrari, but no one expected it to happen so quickly. Now the question is his driving style the key to unlocking Ferrari's potential in 2025, or the beginning of an internal rivalry that will change the championship landscape? Let's dive in. When Lewis Hamilton first drove the SF-25 at Ferrari's Maranello facility, it was clear that this was a new challenge for him. He had to get used to a new engine, a different car philosophy, and a different way of working than he was used to at Mercedes. These changes required not only technical adaptation, but also a deep understanding of how Ferrari developed their cars, something that had been built up over years under their technical leadership. Many wondered how long it would take for Hamilton to feel truly at home in his new surroundings. But after pre-season testing in Bahrain, the answer is clear. Hamilton has adapted faster than anyone expected. What was most surprising about the test was not just Hamilton's lap times, but how he was able to get performance out of the SF-25 that even Charles Leclerc himself did not expect. Leclerc, who has been Ferrari's spearhead for the past few years, is known for his aggressive driving style and ability to push the car to its limits, especially in qualifying. One of Leclerc's greatest strengths is his throttle and brake overlap technique, where he applies the throttle and brake simultaneously to maintain engine power while slowing the car down. This technique has become his trademark and has helped him gain a lead in a fast lap, especially on tracks that require hard braking before entering corners. But Ferrari's data shows something extraordinary. Hamilton is now using the same technique. This is not just a sign of adaptation, but clear evidence that Hamilton is not only learning the characteristics of the SF-25, but also taking a new approach to his driving style. He was seen using a throttle brake overlap technique in several medium-speed corners, most notably Turn 10 of the Bahrain circuit, one of the most technical and challenging corners on the Formula One calendar. His success in mastering this technique in such a short time shows how quickly he is able to adapt and develop an effective strategy to get the most out of his car. The fact that Hamilton was able to match Leclerc's pace in several respects in just a few days was a big wake-up call for the Monegasque. Leclerc has spent years building Ferrari around himself, understanding the ins and outs of the car and working closely with the team to create a car that suits his driving style. Now he must face the reality that his new teammate is no ordinary driver. Hamilton is a 7-time world champion who has proven himself to be one of the greatest drivers in the history of the sport. With his experience, racing intelligence, and incredible adaptability, he poses a threat not only to Leclerc, but to the entire Formula One grid this season. With testing already providing a clear picture of Hamilton's potential with Ferrari, the next question is how far he can take the SF-25. If he can match Leclerc's speed in a matter of days, what about after a few races? Can he bring Ferrari back to the top of the standings? What is certain is that this season will be one of the most interesting to watch, with Hamilton as the X-factor that can change the dynamics of the championship. The SF-25 is a race car with several promising technical innovations. Ferrari has made a number of significant and bold design changes for the 2025 racing season. One of the most important changes is the adoption of a pull-rod front suspension, a concept that has proven successful for top teams such as Red Bull and McLaren. The move was made to improve the car's performance in a number of areas, including aerodynamic balance and on-track responsiveness. In addition, Ferrari also introduced a more aggressive aerodynamic design with the main aim of increasing speed through corners while providing better stability for its drivers. In addition, the SF-25's power distribution has been significantly improved over its predecessor. This allows the car to offer better control, especially through slow corners where Ferrari previously struggled to maintain optimum performance. In addition, improvements in tire management have been one of the team's main focuses, as one of Ferrari's weaknesses last season was rapid tire degradation, making it difficult for drivers to maintain optimal performance throughout the race. Despite the potential and high hopes, the SF-25 is not without its challenges. Several technical obstacles are still the team's main concern. One problem that became apparent during testing was the difference in adaptation between Ferrari's two main drivers, Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. Hamilton seemed to be getting more and more comfortable with the car's characteristics, while Leclerc actually experienced a number of difficulties in adapting. One of the issues that stood out was the instability of the car, which Leclerc was particularly aware of during several practice sessions and race simulations. Reports from the Bahrain test showed that the SF-25 had less downforce at the rear compared to last season's Ferrari car. This has a direct impact on the stability of the car, especially when going through long corners that require a high level of control. This situation requires Ferrari to find the right technical solution so that both drivers can feel more comfortable and optimize their performance on track. In conditions like these, Lewis Hamilton's adaptive advantage becomes a fairly prominent factor. Throughout his F1 career, Hamilton has been known as one of the best drivers at adapting to the different types of cars he drives. He has exceptional skills in managing tires, adapting to changes in car characteristics, and modifying his driving style to remain competitive in different track conditions. This expertise allows him to adapt to the SF-25 faster than his teammates. Charles Leclerc, on the other hand, seems to face a greater challenge. His natural racing style relies more on strong front grip and a car with a setup that tends to oversteer. If Ferrari chooses a development path that focuses more on understeer characteristics, this could be a serious obstacle for Leclerc to reach his maximum potential. Therefore, the Ferrari team will have to find the right balance in the development of the SF-25 to give both drivers the best conditions to be competitive throughout the 2025 season. What does all this mean for Ferrari in the 2025 season? Firstly, we could see one of the most intense internal rivalries in Ferrari's history. If Hamilton continues to adapt at this pace, he could pose a real threat to Leclerc's position as team principal. Second, Ferrari must quickly find the right setup for the SF-25. Currently, McLaren is starting to emerge as the fastest team in pre-season testing, while Mercedes is said to have made significant improvements. If Ferrari wants to stay in the title race, they need to address their car balance issues immediately. More interestingly, it also raises a big question about team dynamics. Ferrari have spent years building their project around Leclerc. But if Hamilton starts to perform better, will Ferrari change its strategy? Currently, both drivers are being treated equally, but as the season progresses, Ferrari could face a major dilemma. Should they back one driver all the way to the title, or allow an internal rivalry that could destabilize the team? One thing is certain: Lewis Hamilton didn't come to Ferrari to be just another driver. He came to win. His experience and winning mentality will be a huge asset to the team, but also a challenge for Charles Leclerc. If Leclerc isn't careful, he could find himself in a bigger battle than he ever imagined, not only against rivals from other teams, but also within Ferrari itself. The 2025 season is shaping up to be one of the most dramatic in recent years. Ferrari has the potential to be a title contender, but the internal rivalry between Hamilton and Leclerc could be as fierce as their battles with Red Bull, McLaren, and Mercedes. How Ferrari manage this dynamic will determine whether they can claim the title or be hampered by internal conflict. With the season just starting, all eyes are on Ferrari. Will they perfect the SF-25 before the first race, or will they get caught up in internal drama? Let us know in the comments.